All right. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for our NPHC live Q&A. So my name is Julie Mincy, and I serve Sanford as the Director of Greek Life. And I do have a fellow staff member with me, and I'll let him introduce.
Thanks, Julie. My name is Luis Aponte, and I serve Sanford as the Assistant Director of Greek Life, and I also am the NPHC advisor when it comes to the council. We do have some students and alumni and advisors here joining us today on this call, so I'd love to let them introduce them to you as well. So Naya, if you'd like to kick us off and have everyone else introduce themselves as well, that'd be great.
Hi, my name is Naya Brooks. I'm currently the president of the National Panhellenic Council. I am a rising first-year pharmacy student, and I'm a member of the Omicron Mu chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Shots.
Okay, my name is Chatsuni Hollyfield. I am a junior now, political science major from Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm a member of the Sigma Eta chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Jerice.
Hey everyone, my name is Jerice Tillery. I'm from Oxford, Alabama. I am a senior, and I'm also a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and I am a member of the Omicron Mu chapter at Sanford University.
Thanks. Kyler? I think you're muted, Kyler.
You're muted again.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why my technology is not working, but my name is Kyler Petway, and I am a junior psychology major from Prattville, Alabama, and I'm a member of the Sigma Eta chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Great. Theo?
Hey, my name is Theo Edwards Butler. I am now an alumna of Sanford University, so cool to say. And I am a former member of the Omicron Mu chapter and an active member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Awesome. Got Jamal?
Hey everyone, I'm Jamal Wright. I'm a member of Alpha Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, also a Sanford graduate, 2017, major exercise science. I am a personal trainer at Lifetime, and I am happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you. And then we have Dr. Gregory.
Hello, I'm Denise Gregory. I serve as the advisor for the Sigma Eta chapter at Delta Sigma Theta. And I'm also on faculty here at Sanford also as well, and serve in an administrative role.
Thank you very much.
It's so great to see all of you and be with you, even though it's online. I definitely miss all of you and excited to talk about some hopeful and fun things with NPHC this fall. So Naya, how about we kick it off with you? We have some preset questions, and I know that we can also answer any live questions that might come through our chat feature. So you said that you're the NPHC president. Tell us what NPHC is, what that means, and how people can learn more about NPHC and the chapters we have on campus.
Okay, so the National Panhellenic Council is a collaborative organization of historically Black fraternities and sororities that was founded in 1930. The 9 fraternities and sororities can be referred to as the Divine Nine or the D9. Some chapters that we have active on campus as far as sororities is Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And as far as fraternities goes, we're currently trying to get those started again in the fall, hopefully. And those are Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated and Kappa Alpha Psi. So if you want to know more about those, you can follow specific pages locally in order to find out about specific chapters. If you want to find out more about NPHC as a whole, you can go to the website nphchq.com. And if you want to find more about a specific organization nationally, you can visit their websites as well. So overall, NPHC is just like a governing body on campus to really just promote the experience of Divine Nine.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing those resources. All right, Theo, we're gonna ask you a question. Can you tell us a little bit more about requirements? So if a student is watching this and they're interested in joining and they are working on what they might need to be an eligible member and any requirements that the chapters might have, could you share that with us?
Yeah, so every chapter is going to be slightly different as it comes to requirements, but you're always going to be looking at one, of course, grades. So you're looking at anywhere between a 2.5 to like a 3.0 average to make sure you're active in those chapters. And then also you're going to have community service hours, and that also is going to vary per grade. I mean, per chapter, excuse me. And trying to think of the other things that requirements that we need.
Credit hours.
And credit hours. So some sororities and fraternities you can join your freshman year. However, you have to have at least 12 credit hours to join. So you usually cannot join until your second semester freshman year, and 9 times out of 10 you probably won't have those credit hours until then as well, unless you transferred in or just had them through high school. So you're looking at second semester freshman year, and then any other year after that you can you're eligible on that ground to join the sorority or fraternity.
So what would be your advice to someone who wants to see each chapter's individual membership requirements? Where should they go and look at that at?
Yeah, so every single organization has their own national page, a website. You can literally just type in Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority and their page will come up, or Delta Sigma Theta and their website will come up, and it'll list all the requirements you need. And each sorority and fraternity have national requirements, and then if you go and check on our schools page, we also have school requirements as well. So the schools can kind of vary the requirements depending on the chapters.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So as Theo said, every chapter is different in those unique requirements and expectations. So be sure to look into every organization and what they ask for. So next we have Shots. It's your turn. All right, tell us, you have a tough one, right? Everybody's wanting to know about what Greek life costs, particularly for NPHC chapters. So can you give us a rundown of finances?
Okay, yeah, so the financial requirements for, they differ depending on the organization that you choose. Unlike Panhellenic sororities and IFC, the money is usually due upfront in a lump sum, so it would be all at one time, more than likely. The exact numbers are disclosed usually when you start the process. But if you're looking for like a general range, I mean, that number can range anywhere between 1,000 and 3,000. So, yeah. But
okay. Very good. So if someone has a question about finances, should they reach out to someone in the chapter, or should they reach out to Greek Life? What do you suggest?
I suggest, I guess, talking to like any family members that you might have that are in the organization, and maybe they can give you like, I guess, some guidance on what the price usually is or whatnot. Also to check into like the university's Greek life fee. I forgot about that. It's $75 per semester. So that's also a thing. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So the Greek Life website has a finances tab, and so that can provide you some guidance on our website if you're looking for something in writing, and you can check that out and hopefully answer your questions. All right. Jamal, thank you for joining us as an alumni. We are so grateful you're with us. So, all right, first semester, don't have any Stanford credits yet, but looking to get involved, hopeful to be a part of a sorority or fraternity on campus. What do you suggest someone do who's interested but not eligible quite yet?
Yeah, so there's many things that you can do starting out as an incoming freshman, especially if you want to join one of the fraternities or sororities. One being that that you would need to establish some type of community service. I know Sanford provides different types of community service throughout the year, so that'll be a great way to get your community service. I know each chapter has certain GPA requirements and certain credit hours, so making sure that one, you're attending classes and that you're doing well in those classes, and also making sure that you're going to the Nphc events as well. And so throughout the year, we will have flyers, or the Nphc will have flyers on Greek Speak, on getting to know each and everyone's organizations, and also just making sure that you're becoming involved on campus as well. And so there would be different days to where I think Sanford hosts different booths to where you can become involved on campus. So I highly encourage everyone to at least become involved in some capacity in Sanford, in the Sanford life. One example being SGA, the Student Government Association. So that would be a great way to start out at least your Sanford career, making a change, having a voice, but also serving your community, your Sanford community as well.
That's really good advice. Okay, so you represent Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and currently your chapter is excited to bring a new group of men back on and be active again on campus. So what if someone watching this is interested in your fraternity or another fraternity or even sorority that might not be active on campus? What would you suggest that they do?
The first thing I always suggest students do would be to research as much as you can about each organization, whether it be AKA, Delta, Alpha, or even an organization that's not currently on campus right now, is to make sure you do your research on what principles they stand on, what their motto is, what types of community service they do, and figure out which do you think is best, which best suits you. If there's an organization that's not currently on campus, I would advise you to, one, talk to Julie. There's a list of requirements in order to get a chapter charted on there. So it's not necessarily the fact that you, if a fraternity or sorority is not on campus, that it can't be on campus. So I would advise you to at least talk to Julie, talk to the staff at Sanford, and figure out exactly if there's a fraternity or sorority that you don't, that's not on campus, to figure out a way to bring them on campus.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about some people who are listening might have family members that have been Greek before. They might have sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, that type of thing. So I know, Jerice, we'll start with you. You have family members who are AKA, and
Right.
you're a legacy. So that was really important for you in that experience. Can you share with us about your legacy experience, how you grew up learning about AKA, and just what drew you to want to be an active member?
Well, I do want to say that although I am a legacy, I was not pressured to join AKA. So I do want to say that. But I will say that being a legacy, it does make me want to research more about AKA than other sororities under the Divine Nine. Also, I do want to say that I'm a legacy because my grandmother is an AKA. My mom is not an AKA, but that still qualifies me as a legacy. And also she's active, and that's very huge in that standpoint as well. So I think the major difference, and especially my mom not being one and my grandmother being one, we're a lot closer in certain areas than when I would say than my mom and I are closer. Then there are certain things that me and my grandmother can share that me and my mom can't. So I do want to say that that makes it very special, because a lot of things we can go to together, we can do together, and that just basically like grows our relationship. But I do want to say that for me, although she is a legacy and her being such a great role model for me, it made me want to, research more and become more involved in it. I didn't join my freshman year, so I was not pressured to just go right away. But I do want to say I had great examples of those women who are AKAs. And so that was very huge for me.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot with one question. Do you have a favorite memory of an event or something you've shared with your grandma that you can tell us?
So back home, there's they call like a pink ice ball here. And so my grandmother always makes me go to it.
Okay.
And I was also in a group that's known as like the Tiakas, which are technically like the little sisters to the AKAs. And so growing up, I was like Miss Fashionetta, which is like a pageant that they showcase that they put on. And me and her were very like heavily involved in it, like I said, because my grandmother's an AKA. My mom couldn't really help me out with a lot of stuff because there's certain things that she just can't know. But I do want to say, like, going through that pageant was very huge, and that basically kind of set the standpoint for me wanting to join AKA, because I learned a lot more than I probably would not have just researching on my own. So that's kind of huge, and just going to the balls and stuff is huge for her. And I mean, it makes her happy, so it makes me happy too.
Yeah, that's awesome that you can share that. Thank you for telling your story.
No problem.
All right. But we do have people who will watch this and want to learn more and likely are interested in joining that might not have family members who were affiliated. So, Kyler, tell us about your experience. If I'm correct, you didn't have any family members that were in Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So, what got you interested? What made you want to be a part of the sorority and have that college experience?
So for me, I kind of like, as a little girl, I guess just like seeing things on TV and then like doing different things like in my community. There were a few like Delta events that I went to at the college that my mom had graduated from with her master's degree. And so I had seen, you know, like how the women put on things for the community, and that particular event was something that my brother was involved in. It involved both team females and males, and it was just really interesting because they learned how to like ballroom dance, and they got to wear like nice pretty dresses, and my brother had on a suit, and it was just really nice. They learned a lot, and then they put on like this big display for the families. And so it kind of like was in the back of my mind, but like all throughout high school, I was kind of like, I don't know about being in a sorority. Even when I got to college, I was like, I don't really know about that. It's all secretive, and I don't know how to like get the information. But just going to the events on campus that were held by the different organizations, and just researching the different things, that really drew me in, like the researching and then actually meeting people who were active members. And so that's what really drew me into it and made me want to be a part of it, was seeing people on campus. That really solidified it for me.
That's awesome. Well, I am so glad that you are part of our community. Thank you for sharing your story, and I hope it encourages others like that might be in similar situations to seek out information and research about fraternity or sorority they're interested in. Okay, let's talk about some leadership. I know that all of the fraternities and sororities that we have on campus are interested in providing leadership opportunities and skills. So let's talk to our NPHC president about her experience and all of the leadership experience and involvement she's gained throughout her time as a member.
Okay, so I have always, going in, being that we're a smaller chapter, going in, I was automatically put into a e-board position. So I had to kind of learn quickly on how to manage my time, or how to be more organized, or how to plan events. So that was very helpful on that aspect, on just learning how to branch out and try to like put my toe in different aspects to make sure things come together and come together well. So that was something that I'm very grateful for, that I was able to experience. I feel like it's made me grow, not only personally, but professionally as well.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So is there anything involvement-wise or experience-wise that someone interested in NPHC might need to know? Like, what does involvement look like? Maybe just on an average week. Could you share a little bit about that?
Yeah. Like I said, being a smaller chapter, everything is really hands-on. Everybody has a part. So we have certain requirements that we have to meet, not only nationally, but at Sanford. So making sure that all of those get met, everybody has a part in order to make those happen. So involvement is very heavy when joining a chapter on campus. Everybody, like I said, has a part that they have to do in order to make it come together as a whole. So just week by week, depending on how many events or meetings that are going on, you'll be with your chapter a lot.
Great. Thank you. All right, so we've talked about leadership a little bit, but we do have some alumni with us. So Jamal, I know that you've been out for 3 years now, and you are still involved with Alpha Phi Alpha, right? And I want to hear about your personal experience, about life after undergrad membership, moving into grad membership. Just share with anyone who's watching so they can know about the lifetime commitment that they're making.
Yeah, just like Julie said, it's a lifelong commitment. It's a lifelong bond with your sisters, with your brothers. So no matter, once you put on those letters, you're representing something bigger than yourself. And so, and as members of the fraternity or members of your sorority, you and your members have to uphold those values no matter where you go. And so we were able to build that type of bond no matter what. Like I think a few hours ago we were at Top Golf not too long ago. So it's not a Sanford career thing, or it's not a 4-year career thing. It's a lifelong commitment that you have to uphold. But it comes with so many rewards, and I've created so many relationships, lifelong relationships that I will pretty much cherish for the rest of my life.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. All right, Dr. Gregory, I'd love to ask you about your experience. I know you are an advisor and you serve and give back to your sorority. So just tell us a personal experience that's really meaningful to you that someone interested in might get to anticipate the exciting lifelong commitment that you've made.
Yeah, thank you for asking. Yes, absolutely, it is a lifelong commitment. I've been a member of Delta Sigma Theta for 27 years now. I joined as an undergraduate also as well. One thing I think that we recognize again with the lifelong commitment is also there's a financial commitment that goes on with it also as well. So we're also mindful that when we join and we decide to make the decision to be a part of something as big as the organizations that we're all a part of, that we also recognize that there's also financial things that go along with it. But again, they also bring great connections that we make with professional people that are in those realms. They open doors for you in the professional environment also as well. And it also provides wherever you move or wherever you go to, you have an opportunity to instantly make friends when you join a chapter and connect. I've been in, I think, 5 chapters before I stopped my last stop here in Birmingham. And so it's just grateful with that I've been able to meet people from all over the Southeast, from the different chapters that I've been in. And so it's just been great. And then as the advisor, it also gives me an opportunity. Of course, you have to be active in your alumni chapter. I'm a member of the Birmingham alumni chapter. But it also gives me an opportunity to connect with undergraduates and enjoy their time. They keep me young. And being a part of that also is exciting to watch them grow and develop. The first group that I initially advised was 10 years ago, and they're having children and having babies now, and they're getting married. And so all those great things that I get to be a part of their lives also feels great for me also as well. So that lifelong commitment is not just from the people that you meet when you're on your local chapter, but it becomes much bigger than that when you expand yourself and grow into these alumni chapters and get a part of that. And it's just a great atmosphere to be a part of.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing. So another piece I'd like you to share about is we have students who come into the fall semester, first semester freshmen, and they might not know a lot about Greek life. So we see freshmen who might go through the recruitment process for IFC or Panhellenic and then choose that's not for them. But they've already initiated into the other organization and then maybe decide, hey, this isn't for me, and maybe I'd like to be a part of Nphc. So what can you tell a freshman, maybe some advice, if they're not sure if they want to be a part of Nphc and might be thinking about the recruitment process? So what have you seen from your experience that could be good advice to those students?
Yeah, thank you for asking. One thing I want to share with students is to do your research, is really think about what it is that you're looking for in an organization. In the Nphc organizations, they all have pretty very similar functions in terms of what they're doing in the community, but they also have their individual thrusts and objectives that they're actually looking at. So I first would suggest that you also look at that and decide, is this something that I want to be a part of for the rest of my life? And then in comparison to the Nphc organizations versus PHC and IFC organizations, again, I suggest that you write down a list of what you're looking for. Is there one that offers more than the other that you would need? I can say for Delta Sigma Theta and Alpha Kappa Alpha that once you have decided to be a part of a PHC organization, then the opportunity is no longer available to be a part of Delta Sigma Theta or Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So that's why it's extremely important that students are doing their research prior to making that decision, because once the decision is made for those organizations, then there's not an opportunity to be eligible. I think for Alpha Phi Alpha, that's not the case. That they can join, however, they must officially denounce that they're part of that IFC organization, and then there also must be paperwork to also support that also as well. So again, that's why it's extremely important to do your research and really write down, what are you looking for in terms of Greek life? What are you willing to give after it's over with also as well? Because one thing I do want to mention that the commitment that is expected for a graduate member of a MPHC group is a lifetime commitment. And we want to make sure that students recognize that, and that also goes with what's expected from them. And we want to make sure that they're well aware of what their responsibilities are.
That's great. And I know we've mentioned the 3 groups that are represented tonight on the call, but maybe someone does their research and is interested in a group that we don't have active on campus. And again, if they join an IFC or a Panhellenic group, they need to be mindful of whether they have eligibility after or not. So I think your advice on doing research is spot on. And I think just for anyone having a more well-rounded knowledge on the decision they're making will just give them more confidence in their path forward. So thank you for sharing that. All right, so Luis, I'm going to ask you, for students who are interested in learning more, what are some resources? What are social media websites that they could check out?
For sure, absolutely. We definitely want to make it easy for everyone to find information about our groups and even events they put on or the opportunities you have to learn more. So I'd say first and foremost, check out the website. It's sanford.edu/Greek life. And on that website, you can find different tabs to talk about finances that we mentioned earlier. It talks about the different councils that we offer, so you can research those councils and learn what the membership process is for those, including NPHC, as well as any other information. We have a NPHC guide under the Join a Chapter tab under NPHC. So there's some great information on there. You can spend a lot of time just reading through each tab on that website, and you'll find some good information that's really informative. Also, social media is very important nowadays as well. And that's probably the way we are probably giving out the most accurate information when it comes to events. We do an event every semester called Greek Speak, which is just an informational meeting that each group gets to share about what their organization does and what they stand for, and also ways that next steps to join. So you can find out when that is on our social media, as well as other events. Like each chapter puts on their own week usually. They have AK week, DST week. So those kind of things you can find out on social media. So first of all, Sanford Nphc on Instagram, follow that. And then Sanford Greeks as well. Those are 2 accounts you can follow on Instagram that you'll find some great information about. And each chapter has their own Instagram account as well. I know it's Sanford AKAs, Sanford Deltas, and I think it's TI_alphas for Alpha Alpha. So those are also some great options as well.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll end back with NPHC President Naya. So Naya, as we wrap up, what are your final suggestions for next steps when it comes to a student watching this who might be interested in joining an NPHC fraternity or sorority?
Yes, so like Dr. Gregory said, research is super important. Also, if you are going into the fall as a freshman, to get to know the people that are in the organizations, I think that makes a huge difference when you actually know the people and learn what they have to offer as well. So going to events, doing your research, Greek Speak, tailgates, there's so many opportunities to learn about the different organizations, not only nationally, but locally on Sanford's campus. So like she said, research is very important.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you to everyone watching. We are excited to hopefully be back on campus in the fall, whatever that might look like. So again, NPHC, Sanford NPHC on Instagram. Follow all the social media. Check out our website. We're excited to meet you and connect with you in the fall. So thanks everyone for your time. And that's a wrap for us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.